Hello, Acres of Diamonds audience. This is Scott Gibbs with co-founder DJ Ligori, number 22 from his college and high school days. DJ, were you number 22 in high
High
school or
school
just
was
college?
12. Tony
12.
Negrelli was number 22.
All right, so 22. And this is Acres of Diamonds Daily Diamond number 22. And today we're going to be leaning into some of our Instagram posts that we've done. People from the Acres of Diamonds audience have given us different quotes, and we posted them on Instagram for commentary and observation by others. And today we're going to have DJ talk about Seth Billington's quote, which was, "One of the most important rules in my life that I live by is that everything in life that is worth having doesn't come easily." So pretty in-depth quote there, DJ. A lot of thought went into that, obviously, by Seth. What does that mean to you? How do you interpret that?
Well, I think that with this quote, we can kind of simplify it into three different areas. I think there's a relationship area. I think throughout our lives, we will have relationships with different people, and building relationships is difficult, and it's not easy, and especially creating a really good, strong relationship with someone. And at the end of the day, I think developing relationships with people is totally worth it. And it's totally worth those struggles sometimes of maybe disagreeing with somebody or having a different viewpoint. But if that relationship is meant to be and you're supposed to fight through those possible challenges, then that relationship is worth it. And so that was kind of one area. And then the other two areas that I thought was kind of important was your professional life and your personal life. Professionally, getting jobs and working up the corporate ladder, or maybe starting your own business, all of these big life goal objectives, they don't come easily. You don't just graduate college and then somebody says, all right, here's the job that you're supposed to do. You have to go find one. And I mean, even getting to college is not easy by any means as well. So, that professional aspect of, what's my worth from a financial standpoint, or what am I going to do to actually sustain myself? None of that comes easily. So we have to somehow figure that out. And once we do figure it out, it makes all of that struggle definitely worth it. And I think the most important one was personal life. I think a lot of things that we accomplish, maybe it's being a certain weight, or maybe it is developing a certain relationship with someone, or maybe it is having X amount of dollars in your bank account, whatever it may be. I think that really develops self-worth, and it really makes you feel okay with what you see looking back at you in the mirror. We say all the time, nobody else can give you self-confidence. You have to essentially believe in that self-confidence. Somebody can say, hey, you're beautiful. Hey, you're athletic. Hey, you're this. But if you don't believe that any of that is true, then none of it is true. You're the one who necessarily has to believe, all right, I am attractive. All right, I am athletic. And that's that self-worth. So, and which isn't easy. And that is kind of, to Seth's point, that self-worth, you have to fight for it a little bit, and you have to be confident in who you are, and be okay with some of your failures, and realize that, we're all trying to figure out this, life, what to do, what we enjoy, what we don't like, and none of that comes easily. And a lot of that self-worth is created from that struggle. So that's kind of what I got from that quote. And I appreciate Seth giving it to us. Definitely made us think a little bit.
Yeah, and as you're talking your way through this, DJ, it occurred to me that maybe one of the challenges we're having as a society these days with our culture is that life is becoming too easy, right? That for Americans, that technology is making life so easy, and therefore, do we have enough resistance? Do we have enough adversity? Do we have enough challenge in our life to require us to persevere, require us to work through adversity, challenges, and obstacles, and in effect, to earn our self-worth, to earn our self-esteem, to earn our self-confidence? Is that what you're suggesting?
I mean, if everything was so easily achieved, I think a lot of our self-worth or self-confidence would diminish, because if something is so easy, then 10 out of 10 people can do it, then what's the glory in achieving it? If everybody woke up one day and said, all right, I want to run 1 mile, and all 10 people did it, then it's like, all right, it isn't that fascinating or that impressive that it was achieved. So the worth of it is essentially lost. You wake up and say, all right, now let's have 10 people run 10 miles and maybe 3 of them do it. You've now just narrowed down that worth. So, 70% of that field was not capable of doing it. And maybe then they say, all right, I'm going to do 2 miles next time. And they work themselves up. So I think that's an interesting kind of point too, is, that say we're going with this example of running 10 miles, those 7 individuals who failed, there is their worth of saying, all right, now if I really want to run 10 miles, this isn't going to come easy. And here's where the failure and here's where the adversity start to come into play. So yeah, I think the art of having things challenge us and the art of having something make us fail makes our self-worth increase, to a point where we have to basically hunker down and say, all right, if I really want this, I have to figure out somehow, who I am in this moment, how I'm going to achieve it. So I think that's the important part about it.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I think that's a good point. It doesn't have to be 3 miles or 10 miles, right? So you and I are at different fitness levels, different age brackets, right? And you running 3 or 4 miles may not be that big a deal for you. If I were to run 1 or 2 miles, that might be a really big deal for me. And that might give me the self-confidence, self-esteem, self-worth, right? So it's all a matter of perspective and relativity where I'm at in my own development, right?
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of this, we've said this before, challenges are relative to the people who are facing them. And, a baby going up the stairs might be a challenge of 10, but
right.
Going up the stairs to you and I is not that hard. And, I always thought it'd be so interesting to ask a Navy SEAL, what's his challenge of 10? And then ask, one of us, what's our challenge of 10?
Right.
We have totally different perspectives on what those challenges are and what our self-worth is. And, that self-worth doesn't come easily. And so we have to find those challenges and attack them and make ourselves feel that self-confidence and that self-worth.
That's a great way to end, DJ. Thank you very much. Daily Diamond number 22. Thanks.
Thank you.